Recent games in the Need for Speed series use story to try and create a rewarding single-player campaign.
Hey, yo, I once was a kid, all I had was a dream, more money, more problems. When I get it, I'm a pal.
Thankfully, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit doesn't. Phew.
Everybody get this down from us.
The basics are here, cops and boy racers. And there's a new setting, Seacrest County.
This life is a party.
But that's as far as any fiction goes. The campaign, if you can call it that, is simply about unlocking new events, cars, power-ups and ultimately levelling up. Yep, the good stuff. Playing alone, offline, use Sado, you choose an event from the map of Seacrest County. We've chosen Roadsters Reborn, an 8-kilometre daylight race along the coast in convertibles. Then you do the race. And what position you finish in, how dangerously you drove, and whether you got a PB or not determines how many bounty points you get. Every 10,000 or so bounty points, you'll unlock new stuff and move up another rank, up to a max of 20. We like the simplicity of this progression system, and because in turns you play as both cop and speeder, you actually have two separate rank systems to progress, which means it'll take a good while to become rank 20 as both cop and speeder. Of course, all the usual event types are here, point-to-point races, time trials, and then hot pursuits, chase events.
All units, roadblock in position ahead.
We most enjoyed playing as the cop, where you're basically the greyhound chasing the rabbits, trying to catch them before they cross the finish line. Though playing as a speeder, trying to make it to the end of a race when wave after wave of ever faster, better equipped police cars come after you, is pretty good fun too. When it comes to the cars, there are just under 70 to unlock, from boy racer faves, the Mazda RX-8 and the Nissan 370Z, to supercars like the Zonda. It's not a massive amount, but the fact that there are some of the best looking vehicles you'll see in a game this year means that you'll want to get your hands on them, even if the voiceover that introduces each one is way too much like an advert.
One of the Lancer Evolution's most revolutionary technologies is the Super All-Wheel Control SAWC system.
Car handling is somewhere between an out-and-out arcade racer like Burnout and a more authentic driver like Project Gotham. Tellingly, we found that momentarily taking our finger off the accelerator on any corner was usually enough to stop any slide into the barrier. This, combined with wide and straight roads, means the challenge is not how to drive fast, but how to avoid obstacles, such as oncoming cars, spikes on the road, and roadblocks. This is reaction racing at breakneck speeds. Seacrest County, the game's fictional setting, offers a good mix of desert, coast and alpine sections. But we'd like to have seen more demanding tracks. Yes, you can leave the straight, wide main roads and take shortcuts on narrower, twistier lanes, but there's usually little oncoming traffic, which makes them too easy. What saves Pursuit from mediocrity is how brilliantly social it is. For example, once you've set up a friends list, the new auto-log system doesn't just keep leaderboards of best times for every single event. When a friend moves past you, it sends you a message with a link to launch that event, so you can try and post a reply time. To all of this, add competitive multiplayer for up to 8, featuring some team modes, and you've got a solid, easy to pick up and play driving game, made immeasurably more addictive by some nifty social networking features. 8 out of 10.